Right guys, I'm back on the self-drive boat out of Beer, the old, must be 50, 60-year-old boats, whatever they are, all solid wood, beautifully made. This one's got a new engine in it apparently, Simon was telling me. And look at the stunning coastline. I'm just having, wait for this, just a day out, just a day out. I've got to get out on the water. It's not great, it's got, well, it's beautiful weather, don't get me wrong, but there is a bit of a tide. There is a bit of southeast going easterly, which always makes on the south coast for a lumpy, horrible sea. So I'm going to be anchoring up probably. I don't think I'll do anything else. He said there's no mackerel really. Some came in the spring, this is the summer. Hard to believe doing this with August a few days away, and still the mackerel haven't shown. I think they've just been eaten by all the bluefin tuna or taken by the netters. But what a stunning setting. And there's the beach in there. The water's a little bit smoky. They're not big tides, I have to say they're not big tides. They're sort of mid-range, falling off. I think they're slightly falling off. Once I get outside, these waves hopefully will go down a bit. I'm hoping the wind is due to come up a bit, which is not good, and then die off later on. So let's get cracking. Whew, peace and solitude. Well, the tide should be flooding that way and it's going this way again. I can never work out what's going on. There's either a charter boat over there or a potter. I think it might be a potting boat. Lobsters, crabs, stuff like that. That's annoying, that easterly. I'm hoping doesn't. It's got it's coming up a few miles an hour, and then hopefully in the afternoon it's going to die off. It is what it is. I'm in the boat. I've just got to get a bait in the water. Got to get it out of my system. I've had enough freshwater fishing. I'm so bored with it, but I've had enough of it. I like the sea. I'm not getting enough sea trips, so I need to get more sea fishing trips in. I need to have a sandwich as well. I've been driving 3 hours. Well, it might be windy in the night, people. Got another boat's just turned up here. I suppose it's a potting boat by the look of it. So we've got, oh, I sit down, should get out of the wind. Look at this, sacrilege. It's a carp lead, but that's about the right way, I reckon. And you can see I've got three, just unspin that one. I've got a paternoster with 3 hooks on there, but you might be able to notice this. These are my shore rigs, and they got a little silver sequin there. I don't know if you'll see that one. Because the water's a little bit coloured, I wonder if that might work for attracting bream or something like that, or mackerel. He said the only mackerel they've caught, the few they have caught, have been on the bottom. Now these are, I think, barbless hooks, these ones, so I'm gonna have to watch if I get a few fish that I don't have them coming off. Gonna lob it back and just see what happens. It doesn't sound as though the fishing's great, I have to say, but I've got to give it a try. Beautiful day, but just a bit of a bitch of a sloppy sea with the east in it. It's super light rods, and the other ones I've got heavier, a bit heavier, an old copper tube filled, lead filled piece of pipe, copper pipe, and this one I'm just going to put over the side and see if there's anything like a conger, I don't know, bullhuss, bass, I dare say it'd be dogfish. I'm just letting this one go down to the bottom. So I'm fishing my lighter leads at the back and the heavier leads up here, and I'm hoping the anchor holds. That's down, and I hope I don't lose too much gear. You can also cast them away from the boat a little bit if you want, just try and just lob it away a little bit. Always slow it when it's running down. They're not huge tides here. I'm trying to stand this way so you guys get a bit of, you don't get the wind in the mic. Oh, here we go. Oh, I think I missed him. He said there's quite a lot of small bream there, so I'm into action of any kind, and I will be, I feel sure, throwing the old shark rod out. There's my small rigs going down. I'm going to lob those back a bit further. I want to put the smell from these big baits, I want to cast the small baits behind them. Oh, I missed that fish, but that was one on there. There's another one there nibbling. Here another boat's going round and round. I don't know if they must be towing something or what. Ah, now that's unusual because my lines are now over there. I'm hoping the anchor's not going to drag. That would be a bit of a pain. I could take a bearing off the huts, the end of the cliff there, about 8 huts in. There's a long bank of huts, then there's a notch, and there's a bite. Is that a fish? Even I'm not sure, but we might have a customer early doors. Perhaps not. Perhaps it's just a weight. It's just a weight. They had the middle one off. That's gone, so more squid. I've got a whole mackerel in here thawing out, so I'm going to put it out. Now when I've got most of that thawed out, I'm going to put it in a cool box up here, where it's no pleasure walking around when it's choppy like this when your head's down. Just I throw away what we call the custard bit there, all good chum, and just cut the rest of the squid. That's the backbone. Oh, as you can see, nice thin strips. That also has been pulled down on the hook. I hope this well, I certainly hope this wind goes down. Not pleasant at all. It might not look very much, but it's that rolly sort of seasickness movement to it. Right, I'll get back to you if I get any more action. Is that a bite? That is indeed a bite. That looks like a dogfish. Don't get me wrong, it's a soft rod, guys. What is this? I've got it down as a dogfish. It might be a small strap conger eel. Fighting a bit hard for dogfish. Conger, small conger I'm saying. So where the head shakes and then it gets easier. What is that? Small conger, yeah, I called that one right. And that's on the bait. Look, it's taking a small hook. Oh my god. Hopefully he's not got my other lines. Hard to believe he's taken that tiny hook. Listen, I shouldn't knock it, it's a small fish, but it's gratefully accepted. And he's got the other line as well. That's not gratefully accepted. But he has fallen off. Come here, you. Over you go. Now I've got to sort out my other mess. Guys, I've got my foot on this because I'm trying to untangle it. Their lines are all over the place. I've got to move my shark rod out. That's not happening. Not for the moment. I should think I've got a ginormous cluster. These two are definitely married. There. This one I feel is a different fish, if he's still there. Oh, that's better. That's better. That's definitely a conger. Hoping he hasn't got the braid, but I sort of fear the worst. That's the other braid line. Either that or this fish pecking at that. Now, you think this fishing is great like this, but if it's all down to tidal change. If the tide dies, invariably fish die with it. And yes, he's got my other line, and it's a bigger one. See if we can get it away from the other line. There we go, guys. It is small one, but larger than the last. Get him unhooked, and then I'm going to get this line sorted out. I better check this one now. I think the bait's come off here. Because all those small bream that are alleged to be in this area will strip the baits really quickly. I might not have enough bait. That strip's okay. Baits on the bottom are what counts, people. That's what counts. Somebody keeps going round around me in the other boat. I suppose they're trolling for mackerel, I don't know. Who knows? Not many seem to anchor and go bottom fishing here. I was trying to show you something here. As this comes up over the side here, move my fingers, can you see the slime going down the line? That's where that eel's spun up and down it. So if you get that on your leader, it tells you that you've had a conger after you. I'm going to take it all down. Flick it off. The camera doesn't taste very nice today, I don't know why. I'm down here to show you, but what I've done, I had a very long trace I've been fishing up where there's a lot of tide, so I shortened that trace quite a lot. Then it's less chance, I feel, of getting it snagged in the bottom. And I was trying to bait up with a whole prawn here, which I normally peel, but I'm leaving the shell on, which makes it harder for the bream to chip away at. So let's drop this down and see if we can get anything on that. And then I'm going to get the small bream hooks down, which we still don't know what those small fish are. Rod over, head cam on. This kiddie is something on the light rod. Right, let's see if we can find out what these small critters are that are nibbling. They should be black bream. I hope they're not dogfish. No, it's got... Oh no, it's a better fight. This is a bream. I'm calling this one as a bream. And a decent bream at that, even on a light rod. Oh! I'll watch those small hooks. Or maybe put a barbless hook on. Oh, nice bream. He said they were small bream. Let's come around there. That's a cracker, this one. 100% this is a keeper, guys, but I'm going to let it go. I have got a cool box, and notice the others are stripped. What are they on about? Small bream. That's a beaut. That's a really good one. Go on. Wowee. Let's hope that tide keeps flowing. I'm not going to get that shark line out, I can see that. Okay, for my one and only mackerel, I'm not about to sacrifice that whole mackerel knowing I haven't got much squid, so I'm going to go for half a mackerel, keep the rest for bait for bottom fishing. I just put a couple of splits in that to let a little bit of scent come out. I mean, if you go to Florida or somewhere like that, it's just catching sharks. It's so easy. Absolutely, a piece of bait like that you could just throw out. You don't need anything to attract them. They will come to that smell. But over here, it's a whole different ball game for threshers and pool beagles, which I'm after. Not the blue sharks here. Blue sharks are sort of dead easy to catch. The old blue dogs. And I did keep this one. I believe I caught this one from last year. Got a bit of a split there already. It wouldn't surprise me if this one's already been used last year. He's going out again. He's got a return holiday. Hopefully I can feed it down the middle there and avoid my other lines. There's a bit of weed coming through now, which I don't really relish. I want to get this out while there's still a bit of tidal flow to go, but it looks like it might be a bit of dead tide there now. So it is the only way I can get it out of this tide dead is lob it, and hopefully that sink will pull the float that way, that sinking bait. Slightly larger reel than you'll have seen me use before, but I've done this so many times. And in the UK, a boat on your own, catching a thresher shark, pool beagle shark, not blue sharks, I've done the blue sharks, on your own in a 60-year-old wooden clinker boat this close to shore. Now, if I was off the north coast of Devon, which I wouldn't be in this boat, but if I was, it'd be a really, really good chance of a 200 to 400 pounder with a day of chum. And I'll show you what we're going to be using to attract any potential fish. I noticed what I said about the tide dying, which is what's happened with that weed, and it's hanging on the line there, and it does tend to put the fish off. So I might have had a little flurry of fish there, and now I'm going to struggle. Getting bites, but I'm not converting them very well. Such hard work, up and down, rocking and rolling. Nasty, nasty, mucky, short too. I think the only way to get these fish is by holding the rod, and then I seem to be able to strike and get them on. It seems a good bream as well. Bites on the other rod. If I get the bites, and as they pull down I pull up, I seem to get them, so they must be just like nipping at the bait. Yeah, it's a black bream, another nice fish. Here we go, guys. They said they're small ones. Well, check these out. Nothing wrong with those at all day long. But in a flatter sea would be nice. Back over the side he goes. Well, the bream seem okay. Oh, I just think I've missed it. No, I got a double. Okay. I'm gonna have to put this one down and get this one on the right hand side. You're never sure which is the biggest one. I'm gonna keep the foot on that rod. Oh, the fun of fishing alone. It'd just be nice if the boat wasn't pitching around like a fun fair ride. Yeah, that one's still on. He comes on the bottom hook. What? Small bream? What is... What are they thinking of? Just grab this one. It's probably come off on the barb this week. Yeah, this one I think's come off. Check the bait so I'll get the other guy back out. Well, it's easier sitting down pitching around than it is standing up. It just wears your legs out. Because as soon as you tie knots or hooks are looking down, it ain't good. It's sandwiches on the return trip. Well, it's gone off on the bream a little bit, but I may have a customer inquiring on the corner rod there. The problem is I'm putting baits down like this for, say, bullhuss, conger, whatever, and rays maybe, and of course they're getting demolished by the bream chewing and pecking away at it. I did think I had a bit of a... I thought I had an inquiry there. Maybe not. Maybe it's just snagged. I'm due a snag, people. And there's the snag. Oh, happy days. At least I know it's rough ground here, don't I? I must be around about the right place. Looking at the mark I took over there, where the notch of the buildings goes, I don't think I've moved at all. Guys, I'm pulling for a break, and it's turned into a fish. So it's got to be a conger that's taken me into a cave or something down there. That's what happens. They get their tail around something, and they're so muscular and strong. They could put their tail around this, lock onto it, and you'll never get them off. You'll break your line. I was actually pulling for a break then, felt it judder, and then it started kicking. Whether it'll stay on, I don't know, because it could have rubbed an abrasion across the leader itself and weakened it. Almost sure to be a conger. So the fresh bait did it, guys. It was a better fish. About the same as coming up sideways, spun up, wrapped up, parcelled and ready to go into Royal Mail. He might untangle himself, and he has indeed untangled himself. What a very respectable chap too. Nice of him to do that. Right, gonna get the T-bar on this guy, and I've had a couple of taps on this one. The shark line was here dragging around there, so I can't work these tides out at all. There's Mr. Conger, ready to be released. With that backdrop there, look at that, against those cliffs. Well, I don't know whether I dare say the wind has eased a tad. It's still sort of locked into about southeasterly there, but it would be nice if it goes down. I can at least stand up. There's another boat coming over this way, small boat back there, one of the inshores, and I think a couple of tourist boats in there. Beautiful day, absolutely stunning day weather-wise. Just the smokiness in the water that I don't really like, and I'm guessing that's why there's no mackerel. Haven't even put feathers out. Well, they're steaming through my squid stock at the moment, guys. I have to probably haven't bought enough, certainly to use for bigger baits for conger. Yeah, look at that, absolutely stripped, 3 hooks stripped. Another boat over there. Well, it's pretty horrible. The boat's gone round in circles, got lines around the anchor rope. Put up the anchor, I've moved inshore hoping I'll get a little bit more tide, and that'll keep the boat straight, but I'm just stirring into the waves. I don't understand this tide at all, the currents. There's not enough wind for this type of wave, but it's just white caps everywhere. It's like being in a tide rip. I don't understand it, and only small tides. Small rods are down and the bigger baits. I might try sandal or half a sandal in a minute, but I've had, oh, there we go. Tell a lie. We're on. Got to be a bream. I've got the camera in my mouth as usual, checking all the other rods. Good bream. Look at that one, look. That fish should really be netted. Look at that one, hooks out. Lovely looker, and away. I thought I heard that reel go there. I don't mind if the boat stays in one place, you know. It's when he goes around in circles, it's annoying, but there's a tide definitely going this way now. I had a bit of a bang on that. I think I'm going to start putting bigger baits down. So 6 bream, 3 little small congers, something, but the wind is just rocking, as is the boat. The guy who's in there, he's moved from out there to in there to out there. The other small boat's gone in. There's only a couple of bigger boats out here. One of those days where you just got to pick away at the fish. Try something different. I've been meaning to try it, but it's so choppy and rough. I don't really want to be putting my head down mixing up stuff, because it's one of those things out on my own. I know I've got a life jacket, it's not going to do me too much. It's not a life jacket, it's a flotation device. On the small rod again, nothing on those bigger baits. I just put a whole squid on one, which is slightly a bit big for the size of the hook, but I put it on anyway. I'm just about to change the other one. I've got a prawn on. And this is the smallest bream coming aboard, so I'm figuring that's the size they've been catching, sort of half pounders and about that size, which are all good fun. All can spike here and all can go back. Right, as you can see, which I'm amazed, I've got one of Grant's sand eels there and nothing's touched it. It's beyond belief. What could refuse a small fresh sand eel like that? When I say fresh, I mean frozen, but freshly frozen, blast frozen. With a bite here, that looks a bit, so it might be a customer. I'm going to open the drag on that one. quite straight. I just hit the bottom. Just hit the bottom and getting a tap on this. In fact, I'm straight back on. Maybe is the boat just going to sit straight? Let's just in one position. It's horrible. I can hardly stand up. My legs are worn out. Wind is blowing. I don't know what it's blowing at 3. It's not excessive, obviously, but it's just with an easterly now. The tide's going the other way. It makes it even worse. Wind against tide. Oh, this could be a good one. Oh, there we go. Another fine bream. And a bite on this other one. I feel like I've done about a month's session on Strictly Come Dancing. Check this one out. Another one of those, oh, small bream. All day long, please. Lovely fish. Skin it back. I'm going to get one so big in a minute that I won't put it back. These are all easy keepers. Only the boat that keeps still. Well, some of you might have caught sight of the toasty bread. Whatever is he going to do with that? This boat is starting to swing. I've had about 12, 14 bream now. So I'm taking a break for some real nice fish as well. So instead of knocking up an entire load of rubby-dubby chum, as it were, to attract fish, if you're in shallow water and you just want surface fish like garfish and mackerel, you can often use just this. Look, just bread. Get yourself some bread. I'm going to save a few bits for the seagulls, which I don't normally do, but I feel they're owed something. They sat next to me all day. All they've had is just one slice of bread. I'm going to slop this up, mush it all up just with a bit of water. I do this farm fishing, to be honest, quite a bit. Right, now they're just sitting, same as freshwater fishing. Drain it off. Like this. Now that is obviously just bread. Gonna mush it up nice and fine. Especially in shallow water, this can work. Or even if you're on a pier, providing you've got a bit of current. You can see this going away just on the bread alone. Now, instead of a rubby bucket or a sack, I've got a sponge. I cut a hole in the sponge. I tied a piece of core line or any sort of line on it that won't cut through the sponge. I'm going to put some brown in there. I won't use all this because I pulled the shark rod in, but I'm doing this because sometimes this works really well for bream. Okay, bream seem to be working pretty well on their own at the moment. I mash all this up and then I'm going to put in the secret additive, which is known to very few people, in fact none. I've told it to only one person, me. You might know what's coming, some of you. Now I've got to put gloves on to handle this one. So I've got the nurse's gloves on. Now this, guys, is absolutely pure refined raptor oil, made with the oil from 2 different species, one freshwater, one sea. I've told it to only 2 people the recipe, me and me. Put some of this in there. That, as you can see, is absolutely as pure as you could want. I refined this myself. It's about 6 years old, I think now. It's the last of my vintage batch. I'm then going to mix this around So that oil is all mixed and mushed up in there. Now over in Jersey, we used to go shore fishing there, and they use some stuff like this, and they throw it out with a long wooden spoon. It's called shervy. Basically, it's mashed up everything. But I'll show you in the water. This, I rinse that glove off, otherwise it's going to dissolve. It might just slick off. Oh, look at this fish. You smelt this raptor oil already, just on that right there. Give it a bump. I don't know if I'll give it a bump. I think he's on. Now this reel can never be sold because it's covered in raptor oil. We'll leave that chat there for a minute. Okay, so all I'm going to do, you could use neat oil, right? You could use neat oil, of course you could. But I'm going to give this a good squishing in here, so it soaks up the oil and the little particles as well. You just dump it onto the sponge like this. I hope you can see that. If you use pure fishing oil from a fishing tackle shop, no problem, you probably won't need gloves. You will need a hand wipe rag. So that's soaked in there. All I do then, carefully and gingerly over the side, just lower it down, and there is a mini chum slick, guys. Just loosely tied, you can go away. As you can see, little bits go off it. Of course it washes off, but at the end of the day the small fish come around there and you might get a few extra bites. The secret mix, raptor oil and a loaf of bread. Oh, it's horrible. Don't spill it in your boat, guys. Now we'll see if this once that gets down, if the bream kick off a bit more. Now the boat swung round again, but there is a fish on. He smelt that raptor oil already and come off. I can't believe how the boat's gone from here to there. He's been very patient, that seagull. It's a wonder the other one hasn't come. Oh, here he comes, yeah. Oh, whoa. How lucky was that sea, giving that seagull a bit of bread? I got a fish and missed it. I've got bits of old mackerel on here, and they definitely don't like it as much as they do like the squid. Well, the sponge down there's done the trick, guys. This must be a PB of some sort for me. I don't believe I caught a conger eel that small. That is ridiculous. Pretty little chap though. This needs to be about 20 pounds bigger. Here comes another small eel. Goodness me. And there's a bite on that left hand rod. Smith, if you care to watch that one. And that was on a piece of mackerel. Looks like 2 or 3 year old mackerel out of the freezer, but he still ate it. Well, it's game on with a conger on a whole prawn. Pretty sure it's a conger. Maybe it might be a doggy. Small strap eel again, big lace boat. And he's not even to come off. And indeed he has come off. Happy days. Gold dust, guys, gold dust. Look at the size of this mackerel. That is a ka-chunky great big mackerel. And there's only one place he's going. That's right, back to Hampshire for the barbie. These really are what they call winter mackerel. So either they're coming in early, what's that mean the winter's going to be, or I don't know. They shouldn't be, and they shouldn't be on the bottom. They should be on the surface, and that was on the bottom. Let's bosh him on the head and get him in the cooler. Well, finally, I've assumed the position, as the saying goes. In the sun, the wind is finally going down that awful sea of this morning, the easterly, southeasterly, short chop rolling me around at anchor. No one else is anchoring. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. They're all drifting. Most of them haven't seen catching, I think. I've had that jumbo mackerel. It's gone dead. Now you think mackerel being a shoal fish, you're going to get a load now, Graham? No. So I've got 2 hours left before I run out of money totally and have to sell the wife. I think I'll go inside for the last hour and a half. Is shut of water, put a long trace on and try one of Grant's sand eels and just catch something different. I've had somewhere over 20 bream, real nice bream, 6 little bootlace congers. I've got my PB though, got my PB smallest conger eel, and that's quite sad when you think about it, really, isn't it? You know, the highlight of somebody's day is the PB smallest of a particular species. But it is what it is. So I can actually lay down without heaving my kidneys over the side. I thought first off, because I had a different boat, I don't know, I must have had this. I vaguely remember having this one with Michael years and years ago. But the good luck vibe I had was on the other one, you see. But then I've done okay, but it's been very, very hard work. I'd say, in all honesty, 3 parts of this day is the worst day I've ever had out on these boats, ever. Rolling and pitching everywhere, it's most uncomfortable. Unenjoyable, but I've scratched some fish out by dint of hard work. So guys, anchor up, go inshore, hour fishing, long flying trace, sand eel, and just see if I can pick something up. I've got a little bit of that ground bait left. I'll put a bit of that in with the old raptor oil as well. It can't do any harm, can it? Why can't all days end up fishing like this? No wind, sunshine, and the odd fish biting. Well, I had a take on the sand on the inside. Look, I'm really close in there. Now there's another guy in there bassing. No bass. Sand eel and a small bootlace conger again. So they are play proportions down there. I think that's number 7. Here we go. No bites elsewhere. Well, it's home time, folks. Don't look at this sight behind me. It's flat calm. The wind's gone right down. You would not believe it. And of course, it's 5 o'clock, it's packing up time. Anyway, I've had a good day out. I had to fight my way through the bad weather this morning. Nasty, horrible, seasicky type weather that was. About 20 plus odd bream. Some nice ones. I had 1 jumbo mackerel and some congers, some baby congers, and a new PB, the PB conger. So look at that setting. It's not a bad place to leave, really, is it? Even on an iffy day, it's not a bad view. So we'll see you in the next issue of the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Hopefully the wind stays down. Wow, with a view like this, it is a shame to go home. your fish here, monsieur, is perfectly cooked. It's Francois. I'm your chef. I have 20% to give you on the commission on tax and a gratuity. Well, thanks for watching this little episode of the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. I hope none of you were seasick sitting in their armchairs. It was really pretty horribly lumpy out there. It's just one of those things, anybody who's got a boat will tell you not every day's the same. It wasn't like a force 5 or 6 gale or anything. It was the residual left over from a storm. It was pretty horrible. One of the worst days I've had out there weather-wise. And look at it flattened off in the evening. Beautiful. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. We'll catch up with you in the next one. Go to Mike's channel. He's got 2 channels. Tier Outdoors. See what he's up to doing his bushcraft and outdoor stuff. And he's got one called The Life of Mike. I think there's some more stuff going up on there as well. Meanwhile, I'm off into the files to see what other films I can find to keep you guys entertained. Oh, forgot to tell you, we just passed, wait for this, I had trouble believing it, 98 million views. Now, there's something wrong surely, because I'll be 74 this year. Is there anybody as old as me doing the fishing shows? And have they got 98 million? Boys, keep watching, keep clicking, keep subscribing, keep liking, notification bell, do all that stuff. Let's just see, before I pack up, and I will, is can we get to 100 million? Doing it all on our own. Brilliant. And listen, it's not me doing it really, I just make the films. It's you guys watching it that make the difference. Thanks for watching. Continue to watch. 98 million views at my age. I thought YouTube was a young man's game. We'll see you next week. Fingers crossed. I get one step closer to 100 million.